Hi, Luke Kratza here, and welcome to the very first episode of 5 Minute Reviews, my new series where I will be reviewing every episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier on Disney+. Let's start with episode 1. Start the timer. Okay, so the story starts off with Falcon having a rescue mission in some Afghanistan place area, I don't really know. Point is, we got to see more of Falcon's aerodynamic skills, and I thought it was cinematically satisfying. I never got to see a lot of his skills, and it was very interesting. Okay, next, after the rescue mission was a complete success, we now got to see the new bad guys coming into the new story when there was a meeting between Falcon and a friend of his. They were talking about a game called the Flatbangers. The Flatbangers are a group of men who believe that life was better during the blip, that it was a great part of life, and they've been causing trouble ever since. Then, after that, Falcon goes to a Captain America memorial to turn in the shield of Captain America, because apparently he doesn't want to be Captain America. I didn't get it at first, but I was able to understand because he clearly doesn't see himself being the Captain America he wants to be. He clearly doesn't see that he is fit to wield the shield, which I can understand perfectly. Then, boom, out of nowhere, we have Winter Soldier coming out of nowhere, killing a bunch of dudes, and then he kills an innocent guy, but then as soon as the bolt goes off, boom, turns out Bucky is dreaming. Yeah, turns out it was a nightmare that he had during the Winter Soldier ages. Then after that, he goes to see a therapist, which I am very surprised that he got to see. And the therapist suggested that he should try to keep in touch with friends more, try to, put himself out there more. But I can actually kind of see why he doesn't want to do that. Personally, I see why, because Captain America kind of is the only person that understands Bucky and what he's going through. Not really anyone else does. And, Captain America, I think in this universe, is probably dead at this point. I don't know. He's an old man. I don't know for sure. Anyway, turns out Bucky does have a friend, and he does live in Brooklyn with him. Now, he was an older man, which I was a little confused on. I didn't really get it at first, but I was able to understand later on throughout the story, which I will explain in a second. Anyway, they hang out a little bit together, and then while they're at their favorite restaurant, Bucky saw the old man crying a little bit because the old man saw some food that his son used to eat. His son died recently when he was very young, and it was really hard for him. And Bucky, for some reason, is very sad about that. Anyway, while that's happening, we also have Sam trying to enjoy his life after the blip. He's been gone for 5 years, and now he's trying to enjoy his family time. He hangs out with his sister and her sons, but sadly there's some sad news. Turns out the sister is trying to give away the boat that belongs to both their parents. You see, she's running low on money. Her business is going down, and she needs money somehow, so the best way to do it is to sell the boat. Sam doesn't want to do that because that's kind of the last thing they had of their parents, so I can understand why they want to do that. So, Sam came up with the idea of getting a loan from the bank. And since he's a Falcon, obviously it's going to work. While that's happening, we go back to Bucky, who is on a date with a girl for some reason, because we had to give him a love interest. And while they were doing that, they were on the topic of the old man. The old man was clearly sad about his son dying, and Bucky decides to leave the date because, turns out, big reveal, and one I did not see coming, turns out Bucky actually killed the old man's son. But it was on an accident. You see, those during the time when Bucky was the Winter Soldier and he had no control over it. But he does remember who he killed, and he's been hanging out with the old man because he felt enormous guilt. He was going to tell the old man, however, he backed out of it. He couldn't do it, and it sucks. But it was a very fun reveal. I enjoyed it. One thing that I found very funny about this entire scene was the fact that Bucky left this beautiful lady alone and never went back. I don't even know if they're going out again. I don't know if they still like each other. I don't know entirely. They're probably going to set it up in the next episode, but it still pretty much sucks. A chance to be with a hot girl? Miss. Anyway, back to Sam and his fam. So, they finally had the meeting to try to get that loan. And it was actually very funny because they ended up talking how the Avengers got their payment, and I found that hilarious. But sadly, they could not get the loan. You see, during the blip thing, the finance system has been a little weird, so there has been a lot of money problems. Therefore, they could not get the loan, and therefore, they're still stuck. And then, to make matters worse, the two did end up having a fight about the entire thing, and it kind of sucked. And then meanwhile, while that's happening, we get to see Sam's friend back at it again, and he's investigating the Flatbangers. He managed to find a secret meeting where they were going to be doing their evil bad guy stuff. While that's happening, he was about to arrest them, but then he got his butt kicked because turns out the Flatbangers are super soldiers. They probably got super soldier serums. Big reveal. Anyway, he got his butt kicked, but he managed to get out of there alive, and he didn't tell Sam everything that happened. They did start theorizing about who it was, and they probably were talking about Zemo. I don't know how that happened, but I don't know. Maybe they might explain more in the series. Anyway, the entire episode ends with a new Captain America taking the shield. However, it is not Steve Rogers and isn't just some other guy. Now, I'm pretty sure that it's a guy without superpowers. I'm pretty sure it's just a fraud that decides to try to take the mantle of the Captain America thing. That is my big theory on that. Anyway, guys, that is all the time I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I sure as heck did. I had a lot of fun trying to summarize everything in 5 minutes. Especially, oh god, I set myself up for this one. I mean, 5 minutes. How do I talk about this stuff in 5 minutes? Anyway, point is, I had a lot of fun doing this. I hope you guys did too. And I hope, despite the fact that there was a lot of editing done in this video, that you enjoyed this entire episode regardless. Anyway, I hope you all have a great day. I wish you all the best, and thank you for joining me on the 5 Minute Reviews. See you next Friday.